Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com, and this is a new series called 30 for 30, where I do 30 rapid-fire critiques in 30 days, 15 Adorama picks, and 15 Squarespace rapid-fire critiques. If you want to see all of the rapid-fire critiques in one place, go ahead, click up on the screen right now. We'll take you over to the website to do that, but let's get into a critique. Here we go with another Adorama Picks rapid fire critique, and this time we've got Mark Alberti's photos. It looks to be 10 sports photos that I'm looking forward to critique in just a second. But if you haven't made a lot of prints or you like to make aluminized metal prints, well, Adorama Picks gave me a code. It's PXMETFRO30 to go ahead and get 30% off your entire metal print order. That's big savings. Let's get into the critique right here. So here we go. Here we go. All right, so we have EOS 7D with a 300mm f2.8 IS2. Really good. So we got a crop sensor camera with a 300mm lens. That means this is a 480mm equivalent when you multiply the 300 2.8 when you multiply that by 1.6. So this is a good photo. We've got the guy from Akron, and we got Pitt over here. He's mushing him out of the pocket, and he's about to tackle him, aka sack him, so it's a good shot. Yes, it's tighter, and sometimes tighter for football isn't always the best because a lot of action in the shots would look great. Football is one of the harder sports that I've personally shot. I've had more difficulties with football than just about any other sport. That just could be me, but it's just because you don't know where stuff's gonna happen and you have to be ready for it. Love the reflection in the helmet of everything going on, but it's really good shot. I like what's going on here. Nice job. Moving forward. Oh, well, that's not sports. 17 to 50, 2.8, F20 Sigma probably, or Tamron. This is done very well. This is really nice. You can see how the leaves have not moved, which means it was probably a still day, which is good when you do a 1.6 second exposure. Sorry, it was F20. So look at that. At 1.6 seconds, the water must be flowing pretty quick that it goes and ghosts away. So if you were able to slow the shutter speed down, get the ISO down and get the shutter down even more, it would ghost even further. And how to do that? You get a neutral density filter or a circular not a circular polarizer, a neutral density, an ND filter. Anything that cuts down on light going into the camera will allow the shutter to still be open and still get the same exposure that you had here, or the same type of exposure with a longer shutter speed. It would look good. So here we have, looks like the ref, he's calling a foul right there. He got him on the wrist. He hacked him. And he's like, no, come on. No, he didn't. He didn't do it, ref. He really didn't. Complete. And then I'd be like, dude, get back into your box before I tee you up and then throw you out. So what does it say? Pittsburgh Panther head coach Jamie Dixon screams at an official. Yes, he does. So this is done with the 70-200 2.8 IS on the Canon 7D Mark II. Again, awesome camera okay camera for sports. I've done a review of it. I still think it's a little soft on certain areas, but it looks like he's getting some good stuff done right here. So let's move on to the next one. This is fine, but, you know, when it comes to shooting sports photos, you have to take into consideration the wider action shot. It could, the tight shot, it's fine, but something like this, it's boring. It could be during practice, it could be just playing around, and it could be during warm-ups. And you don't really know that this is part of the game. So for stuff like this, I want to see wider shots. I want to see him dunking over the guy that just fell down on the floor and slid backwards. I want to see all the players looking up like this and the crowd looking boom. Nice wide shots from this area of the basket would be so much better. I just don't like this shot. All right, so we've got LeBron here. It's fine. It's okay. The color's off. I can tell you that it's green right now. That just needs to be color corrected. It's just a shot. It's a nice shot of LeBron, but I want to see action. Action is where I want to be. So this is Pittsburgh. This is all right, but doesn't this look terrible? It just makes it look like it's dirty. So I would be careful with making it look like it's dirty. The city looks fine, but I would get rid of all this dirtiness. You can't get rid of it because it's ice and all that stuff, but it just doesn't look, it just makes it look dirty. So here we have the wider shot. A guy, oh, that's tough. Looks like the guy's grabbing his ace. But this is celebration. You got all these people being happy in the background. What do we have? 70-200 2.8 shots, 70 millimeters. A lot of action going on. A lot of people running on the floor. What I like is you got 0, 0, 0 on, 0.0 on the clock. And you have the red light lit up around here. You've got this guy running, this guy running. Is he trying to grab this guy? No, I think they're both running. But it's a good shot. I like it because you have all of these people going nuts, and that's what it's all about. And moving on. Okay, so you got a guy faking falling off of something. I don't like it. It's fine, but I want to see more sports. All right, McTutchen, very fast outfielder, fast running guy. The exposure's off on this one. 1/4,000th of a second at ISO 1000 f3.5. The exposure's exposing for the sky out here. You can brighten him up and still get away with it. I like that you've got the batter's box here. You got the players going over on here. And so the color's good. He's a little too dark. You got to brighten him up. You can do that and still save the file. Even using the shadow slider would do it. And I think maybe a black and white would lend well. I'd like to see it, but that would be good as well. So here we have the batter in the box, 302.8 again with this EOS 7D. This is nice from behind home plate. It's a nice area to get a shot. Maybe a little later as the ball's coming out would be better because it doesn't even look like he's looking at the plate, but he is. If the ball is somewhere around here, it's good, and you get him in the follow-through, it could be even better. So I don't think it's that strong of a shot, but this is a great place to get the batter swinging as well with wider. It's okay. It's not the best. Exposure's fine. Oops. And everything else seems to be fine. It just, I want to see the ball out of his hand, and I want to see him intently looking in at the strike zone as this guy rears back and ready to swing and hit the ball. So looks like we had about 7 or 8 sports photos here. Some pretty good ones and some ones that threw me off just a little bit. And then mixed in there, we obviously had the falling guy and the water one. But I think the moral of the story when it comes to sports is I made this mistake when I first started. And it was headshots, headshots, headshots. Not just action. This was from the bench. I was doing headshots of everything. But then I was just like, well, there's a lot of action going on. Or I would shoot isolation shots, which would be great for posters or baseball cards or hockey cards, for that matter, with what I was shooting. But you have to look at, say, if it's basketball, there's a lot of stuff going on underneath the net. And if you can get a shot of the guy going up for a dunk and the guy falling backwards and other people looking up, that has more intensity than just a tight headshot or a tight shot that could be taken at any time, at any place. So you have to keep that in the mind. Look for the action. It's one of the hardest things in sports is to find that action and not just isolate the subject so that you can, one, create dimension if you've got a guy running down the lane and you've got the guy falling in out of focus, but you can still see the dimension in the image. That's what makes for a great shot. So I'll leave it at that. That's another Adorama Picks Rapid Fire Critique, part of my 30 for 30 critiques. And if you haven't checked out Adorama Picks, and you want to make some aluminum prints, go ahead and use the code that's right here on the screen right now to get 30% off your order of aluminized prints. Jared PolandFronosPhoto.com. See ya. To check out all the videos from this 30 for 30 series, go ahead and click up on the screen right now. It's going to take you over to the post over on FronosPhoto.com where you can see all 30 posts once they are live.